What's up, y'all? So I'm just here. Basically, I was just sketching, some. I was just sketching some pieces, just some clothing, some ideas, and I just wanted to share just some of my creative process, just how I go about things, what comes to mind when I'm making a piece, what do I want to, how I, what I do to get my point across through the piece, and just you know. So what I made here was I made like a long sleeve, but it's not a fully long sleeve. I'm gonna just show y'all this sketch. All right, so this right here, these sketch, so the little squares that's still white and the little triangles are like shape. So that's like, so basically what that is that's rips. Now first, so let me talk about before I get to that. Let me talk about like what it says. So basically, what it says is life goes on, life goes on. Then it says move on your vision. Then at the bottom it says trust. And as you see, it spells out trust connecting to the box, but it doesn't do that with the move on your vision. So basically, I just want to talk about just like life goes on. Like basically, we got to think about it. One thing that doesn't stop, one thing that we don't have control of is time. So, no matter what, we if we wait on something, our vision could get took by another person. We could lose the idea. That's why when I first come across an idea, I either write it in my notes or I either get a pencil and I write it down at that moment just so I don't lose the idea and I don't lose how I originally thought about it. Because God put something on your mind for a reason. When you look at something and you notice something or you get that thought, that's because God put it there. And God knows what you can do. And God knows that you're so creative and so smart that you can do something that somebody else may not be able to do with that. So, but let me just see. So the colors is red. So the main colors is red. You see the whole thing is red, and then like it's green on the text, green text, but the outside of the text is black. So and then I only did one fully. Only one sleeve is complete, but um, you see on the sleeve it has like on the ends of the sleeve it's like mismatched, so it goes from green to black or black to green, and then so basically if I was to so I like drawing because this one I've drew out a few different pieces that I did because when you draw it, it makes it easier to do the mock up. So as soon as you go to the mock up, you know exactly what you want to do. As soon as I get on Canva, Procreate, Adobe, Photoshop, whatever system you use to make your mock ups, it makes it so much easier. You probably get it done in like less than an hour, or depending on how like familiar you are with the software you use. But basically, the squares and try those shapes. That would be like those would be rips, and then the squares they're out. Every shape is outlined with black, so that means that I would it would be like black. It would be black distressing. Like it would be like factory rips. So it would be like purposely ripped by the like I would have the manufacturer or the person making the shirt, they would like purposely like scratch it. So like say I had like a knife. They like purposely scratch it, but then that those that distressing would be black. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. But you get what I'm trying to say. And then basically I also wrote like Just it's a long sleeve, but it would be a long sleeve, but I don't want it to be like a full long sleeve. I want it to go like right here. Cause I said long sleeve, but it shouldn't fully cover the forearm. So and then we all, you know what I'm saying. Every like brand usually has their own tag. So you see the tag right there. It would say extra. It says extra because my brand is Extra Vision Leader, which is to be extraordinary, to have a vision. God calls us to be extraordinary. God calls us to have a vision, and God calls us to be a leader. So we just, yeah, it's the meaning of my brand. And my goal within every piece is just to have meaning. I'm trying to tell a story. There's a message within the piece. Even if you can see the message with words, or you can see the message through the graphics. You know, I know. And my brother, he told me that I was just talking to my brother. He tells me I be showing him some of my pieces, and I like one thing I have a problem with is I use text a lot. So I'm trying to depend less on text and just really get better with my graphics, get better with just my storytelling, and so I can appeal to more of an audience. More so. But I feel like this is a good start. I don't know if I will ever drop this. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do anything with this piece, but I like just jot down your ideas because you know. But one thing for me is an idea doesn't mean nothing. That's basically what this whole shirt means. An idea is nothing if I don't move on it. Now God gonna tell me something, but if I don't move on it, I'm being disobedient. So like God, He puts different things on our mind. He tells us different things. He wants us all to do different things. The people in the Bible, obviously, yeah, some things are hard. Like God will give you a task. He wants you to do it, but it's gonna take faith and it's gonna take courage. You got to have both of those in order to move on it. It's different. So many different instances in the Bible where God, people were scared. Peter, he was scared to like do certain things that God wanted him to do, but he had to have faith and he had to know that God, no matter what, God ain't gonna tell me to do this just for me to just to leave me sinking. So even with Jonah, when Jonah got ate by the shark, that's because he was being totally disobedient. He went the whole other direction of where God was trying to get him to go, and it's just because he was pretty much being stubborn. But yeah, I just want to share some of my ideas. Just really just get a feel. I'm gonna just keep posting like more like I'm gonna keep posting clips and like behind the scenes or like when I'm working or me when I'm really brainstorming. So this is just brainstorming. Probably just say brainstorming episode 1. So peace.